I don't see anybody. If you are here, just comment that in the chat and let's just have a ball of a time tonight. Hi, we are young family. Yes, you are early. You are very, very early. Thank you for stopping in. I'm just going to wait until I see a few more persons and then we can begin our chat. Yes. And the quality is better this time, don't it? What do you think? Yeah, this is a better quality. Hi guys, welcome. I'm just waiting until a few more persons join us and then we can dive right into the discussion. Hey, let me see if I can share this live. I don't even know how to do it from here. We are a young family. How do I do it from here? I don't know how to share it from here. I guess I have to look on YouTube for that. So I see we are young family. Who is the other person? Okay, I don't see any. So I see two persons now, so I'm just waiting. Hi, Teacher Higgins. Welcome, welcome. Guys, help me to share this live so that we can get all the teachers coming on for us to have this interesting conversation tonight. Back to the home screen. Well, that's for another time. I can't take the stress right now. Guys, please to help me share the live so our other teacher friends can join us or parents too. So let's get some parents and teachers on our live tonight. So, so that's one. I just need one more person to come on so I can start. One more. Just one more. Thank you, teacher, again. Just one more person to come on and then we'll get started. There's a new person who just joined. Can you just go ahead and tell me who you are so we can know who we're connecting with? Okay, hi guys. Welcome to Naturally Candid once more. If you haven't already, please hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell so you can know when I upload. So, as you can see, the title already suggests that teachers do nothing. Teachers do nothing. That's the notion that some persons have. And I am very much disturbed by that statement. I'm very much disturbed. And being a teacher, you can very well tell the circumstances that we are facing in the classroom virtually. We were already facing challenges physically, and now that we are virtually, the challenges are way different and they are way worse. But guess what? People don't believe that teachers are going through anything at this time because we get the opportunity to stay home. So the fact that we get the opportunity to stay home, people think that, oh, you know, it's a blessing to be home. It's a blessing to be teaching from home. And I'm going to share my experience first, and then I get into some pointers from the discussion that I had over the weekend. This is very highlighting to me. And I just really cannot believe that there are people who think that teachers are not doing a thing. I am just taken aback, you know, to hear some of the views and opinions from persons looking from the outside in and telling us what we are going through. Unfortunately, some of the realities that I'm hearing is nothing compared to what we have to be dealing with. And so I decided to open this forum for you to have a voice as a teacher. It's Friday. It's the end of the week. I know some of you are very, very well, most of you are very, very, very exhausted at this time, just thinking about the fact that, you know, you had school from Monday, come straight back to Friday. I know that some of you are very exhausted, and so am I. So we're going to just be letting our hair down a little bit in this forum, and I hope that when we leave here, we'll get the opportunity to feel a little bit more free, because we leave our burdens here tonight and enjoy our weekend. So I'm opening this platform for you to just vent, especially for those teachers who are really feeling exhausted, and parents, those who are parents, or even just a regular passerby who have something to say on the matter. I gladly welcome you. Don't forget to like the live and leave a comment, and if you haven't subscribed to Naturally Candid as yet, hit the subscription button. All right, so for me being a teacher, I can safely say that thank God it is Friday. I am so happy that it is Friday. I can get the opportunity to at least rest for a moment. I'm just going to go into speaking about my week. It was very rough. It was a very rough week, and it's very frustrating to know that you have been planning so much for your classes, you've been planning so much for your students, and then when you look at the turnout for classes, it's almost like, come on, you know, what to do in these circumstances. And if you have had the same type of experience this week, you can comment that in the chat and let us have a discussion around it as well. All right, so over the weekend, I went out with some friends because I believe that I needed a break. So my friends and I went out. It was also one of my friends' birthday as well. And when we went out, it was it was surprising to see the conversation that we ended up in. Mark you, most of the persons who were at the birthday celebration were teachers, but there were a few outsiders who did not have a clue what was going on in the teaching profession. So I'm going to be talking from both the perspective of the teacher and both the perspective of the persons who are not teachers but indulged in the conversation. Some of the things I heard were so surprising, you know, to just hear some of the things that people are saying out there, it's just a bit frustrating. Now, one of the comments that I keep hearing as a teacher, and this comment rubbed me the wrong way all the time. I don't know why, but it rubbed me the wrong way all the time. If it rubs you the wrong way, you can share it in the chat too to let me know. And that is a comment that, boy, I wish I was a teacher. Then now, to think that was the better part of it. When you go into asking them, why do you wish that you were a teacher? Only get free money, only get to stay at home, like, I feel so hurt. Like, I feel really hurt. What I mean by free money? What do they really mean by free money? Like, I didn't even know how to respond, to be honest. I didn't know how to respond. And the conversation started when we were speaking about online classes. And when we were talking, it's just surprising to see how, you know, different teachers go through different experiences. And then when you are at a certain place working, the socioeconomic background of some of these students actually make a lot of difference, because while I may face it very challenging, teachers from other institutions find it very nice and fascinating. But I am sorry, I am one of those teachers who do not share a good experience with the online teaching. If you have a good experience with online teaching, state it down in the comments so we can talk about it. I mean, share some of your experience with online teaching in the chat, because some of us teachers around here, we've been going through it. We have been going through it. So when the person made the comment that, oh, I wish I was a teacher because right now I would be getting free money, my tears nearly come on my eye, to be honest, because I feel hurt. I feel hurt. How could somebody make such a statement, you know, as though the person is degrading our profession to say that, oh, we're not doing anything and we're getting paid. Teacher again said, free money, the amount of work I have to do, I'm tired. But that's exactly what I'm saying. They don't understand the amount of work that we have to do. Like, it's so much more, it's so much harder, and it's so much more frustrating doing the work online and from home. Because one, I don't know about you guys, but I can talk about my experience. And teaching online is super frustrating, because guess what? The supervision that I would have had in school over my students is completely different online. Like, I feel like I have no control of my classroom online. Like, there is little to nothing that we can do as teachers to really control our students on the online platform. Mark you, some of the times when I'm having classes, my students sometimes go out and they're logged in, you know, they're logged in on the platform, turn off their cameras, turn off their microphones, and they're in the background with siblings or family or friends playing game. They're playing game, they're legit playing game. And let us not talk about those who actually have their cameras on and actually have their microphones on, and the people in the background walking naked are is half dressed, or they're in the background arguing, they're cursing indecent languages. And mark you, I have other students on the platform teaching as well as those students. And then imagine, it's very challenging for the students too, because if they have all this background noise going on, how can they focus? How can can they focus? And then this is the funny part of it, and I laugh at it so much. I understand that the parents it's care and they're showing love for their child while they stay in the background and they listen most of the times. But this is what cracks me up. And it's when I hear the teachers in the back, the parents in the background answering questions that I'm asking their children. So it feels like I am teaching the parent and not the child. And it gets better. Another situation is when a parent would literally beat the child or reprimand the child if the child does not know the answer. So the child is so confused, the child don't know who to listen to, whether the child must listen to the teacher or the child must listen to their parents. It's just a match. I feel like I am in a battlefield daily. I feel like I'm in a daily battlefield to get my lesson out to the students. Manala, it really hard. It really hard. And I mean, my stress, I am so stressed because I feel like I'm not reaching the students effectively. And I don't know if you guys share the same sentiment. So Teacher Higgins says, I have to teach over content because one day a child is there and the next he or she is not. Plus they don't respond if they don't want to. The positive for me is the flexibility. And I agree with the flexibility. That's the positive, but the flexibility comes with other challenges too. Because what I realize is that while I'm home, I am having way more work than when I am at school. Manala, when I am home, the work turn right up, and it's not just work in school, but you know, while you would have been at school, during school hours, you wouldn't have been home. So therefore, you're not using anything like the dishes. You're not messing up the place, so you don't have to be sweeping. You don't have to be cooking all the time because you're at school. But when you're home, you find that in between classes, you have to get something to eat. In between classes, you have to be cleaning. Because you're home now, so you have more things to do. You're using a lot of the items. You have to be washing dishes 10 million times more than you would have been washing if you were at school. Sometimes there are issues at home. I am super sympathetic to teachers who are parents. I am so sorry for you guys. Like, I can very well imagine what you guys are going through. I am going through so much being home and I don't have a chick nor a child. I can very well imagine how horrible and horrific this experience is to you guys. And you know what's the funny thing? Who is asking us, the teachers, about our mental health? It is a very serious matter. Who has really stopped to think about what teachers are going through, to even render assistance, even a little hope, a little kind word, a little show of affection towards teachers? Who? And that is what hurts my heart the most, because there are some teachers now who are really going through it. I am going through it. So I know that there are teachers out there going through worse. And I mean, what I'm going through is nothing compared to what I know a lot of teachers are going through. And if they find the time, we find the time so much to criticize teachers. We find the time so much to make a comment or a statement like teachers are not doing nothing at this time. Well, there's no, but who is stopping? Who is giving a time out? Who is taking a time out to stop and ask the teacher? Any teacher, even if you're not a parent and you know someone who is a teacher, who is stopping to find out about how our mental health is doing? Teacher Egypt says, yes, I'm hungry often. My neighbors are noisy at times. Yeah. That's another challenge that we have to face. Neighbors are noisy, dogs are barking, the fowls are crowing, all these surrounding noises, and we have to be coping with all of that. When I am done, like I have to be changing my method of teaching, because when I am done, I feel so much like my throat is hoarse all the time, and I have to stop. I have to stop and I have to think and I have to say to myself, but what is going on here? There has to be a level of, you know, a level of, what's the word I'm looking for? I have to have a level where I basically gauge how I take care of me while I'm teaching. Because guess what? This only for excitement and shouting and whatever, it's not appreciated by many. It's not appreciated by many. There's nobody stopping to ask the teacher, how are you doing? I don't know, for some reason people expect teachers to work miracles and to come all the time very chirpy and excited and have it together for every class all the time. It's one very unforgiving profession. One very unforgiving profession. Is like people forget that teachers have a personal life too. And that is something I can never understand. Why? Why is it that people can't understand that we have a personal life? You understand me? I am so taken aback to even think that people are out there saying that teachers are not doing anything. Because when this whole pandemic started, when this entire pandemic started, I remember there were parents making videos and creating content about how stressed they are. And I'm talking, this is the first week of keeping their children at home. I remember parents complaining, I want to send back their child in the pandemic to school because I'm tired of them being home. So how could you go through such an experience? Because what I'm talking about are persons who are parents. How could you go through such an experience and still have the nerve to say that teachers are not doing anything? On a ball, on a beg, on a plead, the teachers take home the children and keep them. We love the kids. I'm not gonna lie. It takes a special type of love to tolerate and deal with children. Because they can be so ungrateful sometimes, and guess what? We still have to love them same way. I will love them same way. We check them as our kids. I don't know for anybody else, but for me, no matter what my children them do, no matter what my students do, they're still my kids. They don't know what they're doing most of the times. They are still my pitney. And when they need it, I'm still going to be there. When they need somebody to talk to, I'm still going to be there. I mean, that's not in our job description, but for Christ's sake, we're humans. We're human beings, and we have feelings and we have emotions. So even when we are not supposed to care, or we are supposed to care, but even when we're not supposed to go to the extent that we do, we still take up the burden and put it on our head. And it's not that we want to take the burden and put it on our head, but it's because it's there and we're humans and we see it happening and we have to do something about it. So I am one of those teachers who, it come like I'm a walk, sleep, eat, sleep, breathe, depending on problem. Because when sometimes they just need a confidant. That's all. Sometimes they just need a confidant and somebody to talk to. And if you sit and give those kids a listening ear, they'll tell you they'll tell you everything. Some of them are going through stuff at home, and oh Lord, I'm sorry for those students who are going through things at home. I sit down and I think about it like every single day. I think I feel it for them. I see peg the peony, whatever that word is. I see a lot of persons commenting V, and I don't know what V is. Would you like to tell me, for the persons commenting V, could you please tell me what V is so I can at least address it? Because I don't know if it's a spam, but I keep seeing V. People commenting V. I am so hurt that even when teachers are there so much, we are so present in every aspect of our students' lives. And when people would be coming to bash us, we have so many things to deal with already, emotionally, mentally, physically, and nobody's asking us how we are doing. So I don't understand how people make such a statement or such statements as they do. So very unforgiving profession. Teachers are not expected to be humans. We're not expected to have a life. And when we have a life, people consider it to be free money. I don't understand the thought process behind that. Another thing that came up and that keeps coming up, I keep hearing people talking about it because they have to work and we are at home chilling, they say, right? And it is the fact that they say teachers get a lot of holidays. Where does teachers get a lot of holiday? Because the last time I checked, even on so-called holidays, I'm working somewhere, because honestly I miss it somewhere. Where does teachers get a lot of holidays? I don't know if a teacher wants to comment and tell me we get a lot of holiday, but for me, I don't get holidays. We don't get holidays. I'm speaking for the mass of teachers. We don't get holidays because guess what? Our holidays are taken up communicating with parents about schoolwork that their children will have to do. Our holidays are taken up with counseling parents and children. Our holidays are taken up with doing lesson planning. We don't have personal phones because guess what? Parents and students call it non-stop. You know, have a limit every day, all day, every day. We get calls. Sorry about that. A call came in and I can't even put on the airplane mode because it will turn off the Wi-Fi. But, oh, yes, and somebody commented, workshops and lesson plans. Don't even get me started on workshops and lesson planning. It never ends. It never ends. We work right through holidays. And though we are said to get holidays, most of those days or some of those days are taken up in planning. So out of all those holidays that you probably hear and you think it's fancy, and you would want those holidays to be home and enjoying family, we don't get holidays. Newsflash for those who think we get holidays, we don't. Because we normally have a lot of work up to our necks to do. And they can only be completed during holidays because during school time, we have so many other things to do during school time. So the persons who really believe that teachers get a lot of holiday, I am here to tell you that's a misconception. That's a misconception. It doesn't happen like that in the real world of teaching. In the real world of teaching, we go through so much, and for some teachers, our personal lives get left behind. We can barely keep up with our friends. I don't think a lot of teachers have many friends because we can't maintain friends plus do the work that we have to do. It's very challenging to maintain friendships. And so our personal lives as teachers oftentimes get neglected. It oftentimes get neglected. And that's one of the sad realities of being a teacher. Which is why I am going to be emphasizing how much I have sympathy towards the teachers who have children. It's very hard because imagine you focusing on other person's children and your children is there with you and you can't even look at them because you're busy focusing on other person's children online. You can't even monitor your very own children. And there are persons across the world who, as a teacher, they have to go out into the classroom and teach other people's kids who are at home, accessing the classes online. And they, the teachers, have to go out into the physical school to teach the students who are at home online having classes. And their children get left behind because they have to leave their children at home and go to school to teach other children who are at home. Where is I don't even understand why people see teachers to be, it would seem as though people don't regard teachers. And let me make a statement here. This was in the discussion over the weekend. Teachers make the other professions. We are the ones who create the other professions. We deserve to be recognized for the hard work that we do. The bashing that we get is undeserved. Oh my God, man, we are human beings, guys. And I'm speaking to the persons who are bashing teachers. The work we do is so hard. And the harsh reality is that we go through this every day. It's not one time per day. It's not 2 times per day. It's not once per week, twice per week. It's every day. My phone rings on Sundays. My phone rings Mondays to Sunday. Well, the week starts on Sundays. From Sunday to the next Sunday again, my cell phone rings. At any time of the day. At any time of the day. So when does our work stop? Because as far as I'm concerned, most people work from 9 to 5. Right? It's an 8-hour shift. Some people do. But for teachers, we run 24-hour shifts. And it's not because we want to. We can't even control it most of the time. I'm going to take my things, my joke. It's true. Hi, Amari. Thank you for joining us. That's one of my students, guys. He's here to listen to the stresses that his teachers are going through. But listen up, guys. We have to be working 24-hour shifts. On weekends, it's even worse. Because imagine, weekends, you're supposed to be spending time with family. And you don't get that opportunity. Because you have to be doing work. And let me tell you something. Usually when I'm in the physical classroom, usually what I do, because I have good time management, when it comes on to work, I always like to get my work done on time because I don't like to delay when it comes on to my work. I get paid to do my job. So I like to do my work on time and effectively because I get paid to do it. I would feel guilty if I don't do my work or even submit my work on time. It feels so bad. So for me, I take pride in doing my job correctly. And I do take corrections from persons who have gone ahead of me to do my job. Because how else will you learn? But what I'm trying to say is, guys, usually when I'm in the physical classroom, this is what I normally do. So my lesson planning, I try to have my weekends. If I don't have any other days during the week, I try my best to have my weekends. This is when I was going to physical school. So at least Saturday and Sunday, I could have to replenish my mind, rejuvenate, get energetic again, and come back so I can be an effective teacher to my students during the course of the week from Monday to Friday. Right? So that's what I normally do for myself working in the physical classroom. So I usually do my lesson planning every time when I have free sessions because I'm a secondary education teacher. So every time when I have free sessions, I normally do my lesson planning. I take those time too to mark students' work because after every lesson that I teach, I normally give a worksheet to accompany those lessons. So after every lesson that I teach, I give a worksheet. So that means I have millions of work to mark. So I usually categorize my marking and my book and I put them one place and I label them. So this is class so, this is class so, this is class that, and blah blah blah. And I have a little book that I make a notation of it too. That this class I have on so and so. So these books need to be marked by X, Y, and Z. I get my little to-do list because, of course, as teachers, we have so many things to do during the day. You could plan your day this way, and then something else come up, especially if you are a form teacher. That's another job where I don't even talk about yet. That is another job. Being a form teacher is a whole different job than being a teacher to teach a class. So I have to have my to-do list. I have to have my additional book to write down what I'm doing, when I'm doing them, what is due. And this is what I'm saying, guys. During the physical classroom, it was already so hard. During the physical classroom. And yeah, I still had to get it done. I still got it done. I played Superwoman, stayed at school additional time. So school would be over by 2:30, 2:45. And then I stayed an extra time to 5 o'clock because I say, you know what, I'm not carrying home the work because home is where I need to rest and recuperate from all the stress of the day. It is so bad that when I come home, if I have company at home, I don't want to hear no noise. I not even want to hear the TV. I just want to sit silent in the house. I don't know if anybody else shares this experience. But I don't want the noise. I just want to sit down quiet. Hi, GW13 Empire. The boss on the move, making that teaching empire. You know, being that global phenomenon. I'm so proud of you. Good going, great going. Thank you for joining the NC. The NC family. Thank you so much. Teacher against form teacher job, not normal, especially if the class problematic. Can I tell you? If the class problematic is a whole different, sphere, trust me. Because your name gets called all the time and you'll be in the middle of marking books and doing tasks, and then you're Miss Johnson, so and so is happening with your class, or somebody else might have another experience, but it's very tedious. It's very tedious. It's another task at hand. It throws you off balance because you have your planning here and then you have to go over there to deal with that and then come back to your planning and then you get called for something else and then you have to come back. So teachers have to be multitasking. So I don't know about anybody else, but I know a lot of teachers who have memory losses very frequently because so many space is taken up in their brain with the work that they have to be doing. So teachers, a lot of teachers complain about high blood pressure and stress. A lot of teachers have high blood pressure and stress, and not to mention anxiety. That's a growing thing with teachers. So we have stress, we have anxiety. Some of us don't get the opportunity to even exercise. So you have weight gain, we have all these other issues that is a result of us teaching. Some of us come up with food problem because we have to constantly be on our feet, but this was while we were in the physical classroom. So I'm just sharing some of the issues that we have in the physical classroom, and then I'm going to come to you and tell you the issues that we are now facing in the online classroom, on the online platform. Teacher Higgins say, yes, I have that memory loss. Majority of us, darling. And if you don't have it yet, you must be new to it or something. We don't sleep. We lack sleep. We lack sleep because we have to be up planning. We lack sleep because we have our personal situations to deal with. We lack sleep because parents are calling us at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, wee hours of the morning. So we have to wake up, and then when we wake up, we cannot sleep again because we don't wake up already. My kids, we don't even answer the call. The fact that the phone ring or vibrates, we know we are up. And for some of us, we can't go back to sleep once we are up. Guys, We need to be a little bit more empathetic and sympathetic towards teachers. We need to be a little bit more understanding of what teachers are going through. I don't know why people like to bash teachers so much, and why there's always a set of negative comments circulating as it regards teachers. And there are some persons who are out there literally just watching. They're literally just watching to see what the teachers are doing next to comment on something. There's so much things that we have to be dealing with. So many things. We have so many things, and guess what? Our hands are tied in a lot of ways because there are so many restrictions that we have as it relates to us teaching in a classroom. When a student is rude, you can't just get up and run them out like that. And they're rude. You understand me? And the human side of us can't even react because we're expected to respect the child's rights. But who respects our rights? Don't we have rights as teachers too? Why do we spend so many times or so much time bashing teachers? It's a lot of task already, you know, guys. It's a lot of task already. Just let us help support the teachers because we are creating the future. The future is in our hands. We are molding the future. We are the ones who the prime ministers come from first. The doctors come from, who will be medicating some of you for illnesses. And we them come from. We are the foundation for these people. Future lawyers that we all will need. Future plumbers, because we can't put those professions aside because guess what? They're important. Carpenters, taxi operators, bus drivers, auxiliary workers, them come from we too. Every single profession comes from us. Let us take care of our teachers. Let us take care of our teachers. Let us spend more time in motivating them. Let us spend more time in giving them props for good job that they are doing. We are heroes. I consider myself a hero. We're unsung heroes. We're in the background working to make better citizens for society. That's what we do. We are superheroes. And we ought to be proud of that. And anybody else who wants to say something else, state it down in the comments and let me hear what you have to say. But teachers are heroes, and some of the parents can even attest to that. Some of the parents can even attest to that. You know, sometimes even the teachers and parents become friends. That's how serious this profession is. We're guidance counselors. We're financial advisors. We are daycare assistants. We're everything. Everything. Sometimes I was even at school for even 7 up until 7, 8, 9, 10, especially when I was doing altogether thing with the students. And can I tell you that bond that was developed during that time, it's just immeasurable. It's immeasurable, and it was so remarkable. And those are the days that make me say, you know what? I love my profession. I love my profession because you can see the change that you are creating. You can see the impact that you have on the children, and that is important because they can remember that too. So how people find the time to say that we are getting free money? Now, I spoke about the physical classroom. Let's talk about some challenges that we face on the online platform. I spoke about some of them earlier, but I will be reiterating on those as well as to add some to the list. Now, on an online platform, the work that comes with it is more of the mental work. It's mental, it's emotional, and it's stressing. You see, why when you were at the physical classroom, you only had school to deal with. Now, while we are working from home, we have home and school to deal with. 10 times as hard. Double the work, triple the work. Way harder. Way harder. On the online platform, we have challenges where some students are not able to log on to the platforms because of different reasons. They either do not have a device, they either do not have internet connection, they probably don't have it all the time. So even if you see them this week or today for class, you don't see them tomorrow for class if you have the class tomorrow again. So there's like a upscotch, it's like a game, a upscotching game that you have to be playing with the students. Hopefully them come. And then the challenging part about it is, as teachers, you don't really have supervisory control of them anymore while they're on the online school. You have to just rely on them to be responsible, to log on to the platforms, and you have to rely on the parents who actually have the time to be home to monitor their children. That's the biggest challenge, because some of the students cannot function unless they are monitored. How do you teach children for them to learn in a space where they cannot control themselves? How? Some of them, let me give you this classic tale. Some of them will look at you and tell us, Miss, I'm never interested in coming to class today, so I just never come. Or Miss, I did have to go up on the road today, and me and my friend them go up on the road, and I just come in, so sorry I miss your class. That's it. You don't get nothing else. You don't get the compensation. You don't get the sorry miss. You don't get the work is not done. And the beauty about Google Classroom is you can post, after your class, you can post work on the platform for them to complete. And can I tell you that I would have like a class of 15 to 20 students now, because we were preparing for physical school. And not even one, I post like 5 different activities on the platform. And not even one student complete, not even one of the tasks. Internet for 1 minute, then none the next minute. Yeah, it's true. Not even one task. You know, when you tackle them, because like this week I went through a whole process of cussing. Real cussing, because I care. As teachers, we argue with the students because we care. You think I cuss, we want cuss? We don't want cuss, because we need the peace. But we care. We care so much about the students that even when they're going down the wrong path, we want to jump down to the wrong path there and catch them and grab them and bring them back to the right path. That's how much we take up the stress and put our head. And some people, because in the discussion I was having over the weekend, one of my friends said, that's how we want to take up that. We want to take up that power head, but I know we want to take it up. It comes with the territory of being a teacher. It comes with the territory, whether we like it or not. We are humans, and humans come with emotions. So in being a teacher, it comes with the territory to care, even when we don't want to care. 2 or 3 students do the work. You're lucky you get 2 or 3 students. Sometimes you don't get not even 1 student doing the work in a particular class. While there will be other classes now where I get work rapidly from students, and I am glad for that. And where that is happening, I commend them. But who Instead of persons motivating teachers and commenting and giving us good props, I see people even recording teachers in these online platforms and circulating them on the internet and ridiculing them. That is so bad. That is so bad. We already have enough dealing with. And there are students who are screen recording the classes and the teachers, and then they post them as memes circulating on social media. That is another thing emotionally that teachers have to be dealing with. I don't hear anybody talking about that. I only see people, adults, joining in with these posts and liking them and laughing and commenting and going on with these posts, running with them. And then not even ask about the mental health of the teacher, or that teacher coping with all this ridiculing. It's a very scary time to be teaching. I'm not lie. But in one point the other day, teacher stress. Somebody need to write one teacher stress time about online teaching. It really hard. But I lie, yo. It really stressful. We have so many things dealing with, like teachers. We're going after go like clockwork. Because so many things are happening around us. So many things are happening to us. We're being cyberbullied. And instead, comments are being made that teachers don't have no work or do. We get free money. Why nobody now comment about who I take care of our mental health? I imagine, every day with the home online. See the people them talk online right through the day. When I say right through the day, I mean right through the entire day. We not get break. I say if you thought teaching in the physical classroom was hard, we not get lunchtime when we're teaching online. We don't get lunchtime. Because when we even get the free sessions, we have to be communicating with other students who don't even understand how to use the platform. Remember, as teachers, we are learning because all this happened as a result of the pandemic. So we are facing a crisis too. We have to be readjusting, reshifting, refocusing. All these things we have to be doing while adjusting to the times and the changes. And guess what? We are expected to teach the students how to do the things we are learning to do. That is another kettle of fish. That's another kettle of fish. That's another job. We are here teaching ourselves. And while we're there teaching ourselves, we have to be teaching the students too, so they can understand what it is that we are doing and how to use the platforms that we are using, how to submit a piece of work to us. And listen, this online teaching thing too is causing teachers to lose their visions, because we have to be on the computer screens right through, all around the clock, right through. When I get a break from the computer screen, because a lot of us are back-to-back classes, and we don't get a break from the screen. And then mark you, when we finish teaching from the screen, we have to go back now and mark the work from the students. Some of them write so fine in them little books and then send the pictures to you via WhatsApp. That's another challenge. When you get the work, I have to mark the work via WhatsApp. And you can find writings and the scribblings. It's not like when you're in physical school and you can look at it and if you don't understand, you go to the student and say, what is this you wrote again? No. Right now, we have to be deciphering different writings and languages and all these things. We are doing everything online. And then now you have a next part now where parents are seeking assistance from us. There are some parents who are begging us credit to get the children's service to do the online school. That melts my heart. That melts my heart because we're getting so much and no more. We can do so much and no more. And then to see parents literally coming down with tears in eyes to say to us that, Miss, I really want my child gets access to this online learning thing, yeah? But I don't have no money. I can't buy a couple credit, give me my put on the phone for make them get little service. I'm speaking it raw, just as how it comes to me. That's how I'm speaking it. And it's very heart-wrenching because some parents just really can't do better. Some parents really can't do better. And I feel for you. I feel for them. I really do. I don't want to stray and go talk about parents and the students because it's getting me all in my feels and I'm getting all emotional about it. But we're talking about teachers and the comment that teachers don't do no work. This is what I'm talking about, guys. You see how emotional all of this is making me? We have all of that emotion to deal with as well. And we usually don't have that many persons to talk to. We can only put our burdens on other teachers because they're the only persons who understand what we're going through. Persons looking from the outside won't understand because they're not the ones in the position. They're not the ones in the situation dealing with the things that we have to be dealing with. And that is what gets me the most. That is what gets me the most. And it's very hurtful to hear some comments like what I've been hearing. Free money, teachers get a lot of holidays. It's such an unforgiving profession, but you cannot be forgiven for living your life. As a teacher, we have to be careful of what we post. It comes with the territory. You can't live your life and live your life freely. You can't go to certain places because guess what? Parents and students might be there, and with this digital era, they'll be taking those cell phones, they'll be videoing you, and they'll be posting it. With the advent of their dreams and Pink Wall and all those other gossip sites, Mark, you know, I get enough information from those sites too because they keep me informed on what some of my students are going on with because I do see some students on those platforms too. But listen to me, guys. We have so much to deal with, you know. I saw a post on Their Dreams at one point, and it was a student who sent that post to me about a teacher's personal life. They've gone so deep into this teacher business that they've gone to who the teacher talk to, the teacher's children, and if anything go wrong, them first know. Our profession is so unforgiving. And if that's not enough, there are persons out there bashing us. People literally hate we just for the fact that we get summer holiday. There are persons out there who literally carry hate feelings just because teachers get summer holiday. And them call it free money when I do nothing over the summer. Remember, guys, teachers don't get a lot. So when we get that little summer holiday, we need it to recuperate. And then 3/4 of that summer holiday, we are planning for the new term. So is it really a holiday? 3/4 of that summer holiday, we are legit planning for the new school term. The last time I checked a holiday was when I literally could stay home and do nothing. I can stay home and enjoy my family time. I can stay home and enjoy my personal peace, my space. That's what I understand the holiday to be. We don't get that because we have to be working. We have to be working because if we don't work, the work that we have don't get done. Sometimes I work up to the neck, past the neck, gone up to the top of the head. What if we do? People literally hate us because they say we have a lot of holidays. How comes? How comes? No, man, don't have to shake up the folly grounds. It's easy to sit on the outside and look in and say anything. Let's face it, COVID-19 and this whole online learning experience. It's hard for teachers, it's hard for parents, and it's hard for students. I have parents messaging me, cursing me, telling me that them pitney I get too much work for them. But me, I will let you parents know, those of you who are parents and here and is watching, if we don't give the students work to do, we're not considered as doing our job. So it's not that we want to give your children only for work for do, because the marking not easy. Because remember, it's only one person marking all those work from all the students in the class. So imagine that if you think your child is doing so much work, imagine that one teacher marking all that work from your child and maybe 24 or 25, 26, 27 other children. I saw a video the other day with a child. So I'm tired of online school. Me no want no more online school. I'm tired of good job. That's all frustrated. The child was, I'm not lie, I'm feel the pain, I'm not tell a lie. I feel it. Because me tired too. And I am the teacher, so I know if the pitney tired, imagine me and other teachers like me. It is money that was supposed to be a part of our pay, but they split it and give us in the summer. That's another thing for discussion. That's another topic for discussion. Right? But even if you're considered so you're a teacher again, our work we are doing a summer too. So we really not get no money where we should have get up in the year because we still a work out for the money there too. So I don't know. What a rude parent. Don't treat the parent rude bad. Parents all the time say the pitney I get too much work. But wait on this now. Can you imagine having CXE classes and not one child not showing up for classes? When you call the child is going to tell you that miss, to be honest, I don't want to do no CXE, you know. I don't want to do no CXE, miss, but here what I'm going to tell you now. I get recommended, so I have to do it the same way. I'm going to talk with a pitney with potential. And that hot, that done hot, because guess what? You know that this child has so much in them. And the child just not care. How we deal with that? Persons making comments that teachers don't do nothing now, we don't have nothing to do. Tell we now how we deal with that, because remember, you know, these are the children who are growing older to be the future. So you guys need to help us. So instead of bashing us, give us some solutions. Please. We beg, we kind of run out of solutions now. So instead of bashing us and talking all these things, the free money we get, and we get about a holiday and blah, 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 blah. Give us your opinions. Give us your strategies to implement in the classroom. Please. Please. I don't know if there are any other teachers on here who would actually like those persons who are making the comments to give us some strategies on how to cope in this hectic period. I don't know about you, but me want it. I don't mind taking the correction. I don't mind taking the telling. I don't mind the suggestion. I don't mind. Tell me them. Send them come. I gladly will accept them. Please. Now you see me looking down. I have some pointers here that I really don't want to forget to mention. Let's talk about the mental health of the teacher. How are you coping, guys? Those are teachers on here watching. How are you coping? Did anybody take the time out to ask you how you are coping? Did anybody even render any assistance to you as teachers? I hear people talking about students not having devices or not having the technology to do the online classes and stuff forth. But who is asking those teachers who literally have no resources to teach the students? Who is rendering assistance to those teachers who don't have the resources? There are a lot of limitations on us, guys. You need to be a little bit more. For those persons bashing us, I'm just asking you to be a little bit more sensitive as it relates to us teachers, please. We're just asking. Well, we're speaking. Us here are just speaking for the voiceless at this time. Render your assistance to us, help us, show us the way, guide us. Pray for us. We need that. Pray for us. I tell you, I have to pray every single day before I start my classes. I have to pray every single day before I start my classes, because if God not go with me can't have a good class. If I don't bring God and my Bible with me in my class, then me I tell you I'm mad. I'm mad solely with a look pan. It rough. It's a Gideon out there. It wants to feel like it's a battlefield. That's what it wants to feel like online, because we have to be battling with so much. We have to be battling with telling the students to mute your microphones, please. Mute your microphone. And you have to repeat it like 3, 4, 5 times before the students actually hear to mute the microphone. And when you mute them unmute themselves. And then a bunch of old heap of nights ago, and you call on the student, Joshua, could you share with me so and so and so and so? Joshua unmute the microphone. And when did he say, I want to poor little Joshua can't even hear you, because the people that in a Joshua background busy have their own community party. And now, this is the bad one. You will be having a class with a student, and the parents come to the student, get up and go pack up the clothes them off of the bed. In the middle of your class. In the middle of your classes. Another one, you never wash the dishes this morning, but you're going to sit down on computer, go and go wash the plate them. And this is in the middle of the class. And those are the same parents who will curse you and tell you, say, you're not give them picking no work. We have that to deal with too. We have that to deal with as well. Guys, please be a little bit more sensitive towards teachers. Have sympathy. Have sympathy for us. Those who are prayer warriors, pray for us. Hold us up in prayer. Give us the strength. Give us the motivation to do our jobs effectively. We have a task at hand, and there are some of us who are very, 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 very passionate about our job. And so we want you to just lift us up. Give us the strength. Give us the motivation to do our jobs effectively. Don't tear us down. Don't tear us down. We need your support. We need the support of the community. We need the support of the parents. We need the support of the administration. We need your support. Help us to create the future that you so desire in the students we teach. Help us. This is a cry for help, and I'm speaking on behalf of the teachers who are genuinely caring for their profession. Because we have to admit, in every aspect or every profession, there is that one individual or those few individuals who really don't care and they don't have the motivation or the drive for it. It happens. It's the reality. It does happen. But please, to be a little bit more sensitive to the ones who care because you will run the ones who care and leave the ones who don't care in the profession to care for your children and your future children. You don't want that. You don't want that. So be a little bit more sensitive to the teachers who care. Don't tell me someone have no job because God see I know all the job are really rough. We have to be speaking to ourselves, encouraging ourselves in the name of the Lord. So we need that encouragement. And as I sang that song, you come like me want preach up in this place. Goosebumps take me up all over to almost just really feel it for our nation's teachers. And not even our nation's teachers only, but teachers globally. We are at risk. We're at risk. We're at risk of a lot of things. We're at risk at ailments. And for the teachers who are actually going in the physical classroom, they're at risk of catching COVID-19 and taking it to their home. We're at risk of mental disorders. We're at risk of depression. We're at risk of anxiety. It's a lot. It is a lot. It is one of those professions that requires a lot from you, emotionally, mentally, physically, every alley. Every single alley. So guys, if you're bashing teachers, I hope that this live gave you a different perspective to look at. It gave you a different sense of what is happening. I hope that this live give you something to really look into and assess, and you'd probably deal with your teachers a little bit different. Not even a little bit different, a lot different. When teachers they come, oh God man, some tears will reach at some teachers' eyes, including myself. At least that's the one time we even see appreciation from even one or two students. That's even one time. Teachers, I feel it. I feel it for you guys, honestly, and I include myself. I feel it for us. I feel it for us, to be honest. We have a lot. We have a lot, and you know, now is when I understand why people would say, don't do teaching, don't do teaching. Teaching up here, it's stressful. No do no teaching. I understand now. I not lie. I get it now. I get it. But you know them say you have to experience certain things before you can understand it. Boy, do I understand. I understand it very well. But listen, guys, I don't want you to be demotivated as teachers. We still have a task at hand to complete. We still have a job to do. By the time I was finished talking, there was even one of my friends who was sharing her experience at her institution. And she works at an at-risk school, which means that in that community it's violent. It can wreak violence at any time. So in that conversation, she was sharing with me some of the challenges that they face when gunshots start well over in the community. They have to guard the students and everybody have to be on the floor, you know, going on with things and stuff like that. And now with this whole pandemic, she's a little bit safer being that she has to be online, but they don't understand the instructions, and so she has to go into school sometimes to drop off the work and get the work to the students for them to do it, and then she has to go into school again twice a week to pick up the work so she can take it home to market. And usually all over the weekend, her phone was just ringing off like crazy. And this is Sunday. Her phone was just ringing off like crazy. Parents sending in work wee hours Saturday night to her phone. She had to get a different phone from her personal phone. That's how bad the situation is. I have that too. Parents don't know when to call you. No matter how much you tell them the rules, no matter how much. And then you know what's funny? They will actually cuss you out, like good cuss you out when you don't answer them calls after certain hours. Them cuss you out. Rotten, because you're not supposed to have a personal life. You're not supposed to have a personal life. And that's very strenuous on us as teachers. But you know what? Let's just hold up each other in prayer. We have a task to do. We have a job to do. So let us hold each other up in prayer. Let us strengthen each other. Let us give each other something to look forward to. I know that the task ahead is not easy. I know it's a job that we have to do because of our passion or whatever reason that we do our job for. But at the end of the day, we have the nation's children to take care of. And if you want your children to have a proper and nice future, even though given the rate of how things are going, we are in the last days, and it's quite bothering to know some of the things that are happening. But the Bible did tell us that these things would happen. The Bible did tell us, and it shouldn't come as a strange thing to us or a shocking thing to us. We're in the last days, so we're dealing with a different set of students and children. So we have to strengthen each other in this time. It's worse than it has ever been before. The traditional method of reaching these children won't work. And I know for some persons, they would bash teachers for speaking in different languages, and I'm referring to the patois language. But to be honest with you, speaking English doesn't get the job done all the time. Speaking English to the children doesn't get the job done all the time. Sometimes, and it depends on the school that you teach. For us that are suffering in schools that have different socio-economic issues, having proper English language at all times will not reach some of the students. They will even ask you, Miss, what are you saying? And when you put it in a language that they can relate to, they understand that like clockwork. We have a task, teachers. We have a task. And so I pray for all of you that you gain strength in this time, that you gain courage and upliftment in your spirit to deal with the children that you have to deal with now. I pray that God grants you the serenity to deal with the things that you cannot change. I pray that you are able to do all the tasks that is bestowed upon you effectively. I pray that we may create such a generation that people will have to turn their heads and just applaud us as teachers. I hope that people will begin to see us for the human beings that we actually are, and that they may give us upliftment and strength to continue our task at hand. So with that said, guys, I'm not going to hold you any longer because this is so emotional for me. I would just go on and on and on talking about this. That's how emotional it gets. It's very intense because I hold it dear to my heart because I take my job seriously. And I know for those teachers who take their job seriously, you will take this by heart too. And I'm going to reiterate once more, guys, please don't bash the teachers. Don't bash us. We have a lot to deal with. Uplift us, give us strength, encourage us. And teachers, sometimes when they are not encouraging you, you have to just speak to yourself. Encourage yourself in the name of the Lord. Some of us are prayer keep praying. So continue to pray. Continue to remember God in all that you do. Continue to be good and excellent teachers. Continue to carry out your lessons so superb that they can't help but to tell you that you're a good teacher. Let us continue to work amidst the critics and work effectively amidst the critics. Let us do our job at this time. It's challenging for all of us, but let us just do the best that we can do, and let it not be said that we did not pull all stops to get the job done. We are here for a reason. This is our purpose. Let us live in our purpose. Let us get this job done. Let us be boss teachers. Let us be awesome at what we do. And for those who did not subscribe to my channel as yet, don't forget to hit that subscription button. Let's all support each other. And like this live as well. It's good for the algorithm. So I'm gonna end now by telling you all that I respect you. I am ending by giving you motivation because it cannot be too much. I respect you guys so much as teachers. I am taken aback every time when I see a teacher who is poised for greatness. And for the teachers watching this live, you are poised for greatness, because the fact that you took the time out to even come onto this live means that you take your job seriously. I love you all because you love my nation's children, because all of them are my children, and I'm sure they're yours too. I applaud you teachers who are actually doing your job and doing your job effectively. You are creating the future. The future is in your hands. You are superhumans. You are heroes. And I recognize you for the job that you are doing. I see each and every one of you, and I see the work that you are doing. And I want the teachers to just comment and say something so I can just big you up on this live here. I'm going to take this opportunity to big up the teachers who are on the live right now, because you ought to be recognized and you ought to be commended for the job that you are doing. As a teacher Higgins, bright and in her wonderful colors. Big up to your teacher Higgins. You're doing whole heap of things. You're making history. You're creating waves. You're making a change. You know much people can say that? We have that in our hands. We are making a change. So let us do our jobs effectively so that the future can thank us for it. Even though I'm kind of ungrateful right now, I'm going to pray so them get it right. I'm going to pray so them get it together and understand the type of job that we have to be doing. We make other professions. We are important. So don't feel less than. You are more than, and you are exceptional. So I hope that was motivational to you. I hope that you gained a sense of strength. I hope you were revitalized. It's Friday. I hope it was just the right energy to take you into your weekend. So for those who were stressed all week, I hope that this live gave you peace and the freedom that you needed to take into your weekend. And so I'm going to end on this positive note. And I want to tell you thanks for joining. Don't forget to hit the like, the subscription button, and the notification bell so you can always know when I upload. And if you like when I post content like this as well, don't forget to state that down in the comments. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.